exact difference between shuracracy and democracy, because shura, the parliament you choose, the people you elect who are sitting in parliament, they would ultimately choose president or prime minister. Those people in parliament, they're again the people which we are talking about. They should be skilled, they should be expert in that field, or they should be close to religion. If you will educate your population well, definitely the people who will come in parliament, they will be the people who will be close to religion. So again, the thing is, we should have democracy. If, for instance, your parliament choose a wrong legislation, again in democratic culture, the path or the media is open to preach again. You can point out the mistake in that legislation. You can pave the way of media, or you can use media to voice out. Okay. So that's the beauty of democracy. If there is a mistake, democracy will evolve and it will, reduce the mistake itself with the time. Again, this is again, I think that shuracracy is a part of democracy.
You mentioned just now about this, how these ulama want to people, right? I mean, there are many sects of nation in Pakistan. So, I think the best way to go is all ulama should sit together, and wherever they are begin to squabbling about certain things, they should refer back to Hadith and Quran.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate.
But again, sorry to cut you. Everybody of them, they refer to Quran and Hadith. Everybody of them, they will refer to Quran and Hadith, but the interpretation would be different. The interpretation from Quran, the way they will analyze Hadith, that would be different. What are you going to do then? I mean, they will keep on fighting till the end of this world, but they will not come to this year. But again, in democratic culture, what I see is the situation. In democratic culture, what will happen? If the ulama will say, again, the majority who will come up with the decision, the majority's decision will be accepted. For example, if the majority decision is wrong, what will happen? The minority or the person who is right, he will keep on educating people, or he will keep on discussing with the people. That's the beauty of democracy. In democracy, you are allowed to voice out. So if, for instance, you see that your point of view is not accepted, and the other point of view is accepted, and you think that point of view is not correct according to religion, you will keep on discussing with the people. You will keep on logically, and with the power of your logic behind that, you will keep on talking to the people who are basically making legislation.
In Pakistan, how people recognize that person as ulama?
Again, the same thing. Usually, there I would say 2 or 3 layers of ulamas in Pakistan. One are the Maulvis, the mullahs. Those are the mullahs which are basically in the mosques. They are imams of the mosques. But I feel they have corrupted the religion in Pakistan because they are not properly educated. They are not educated in every sense.
So they say elected ulama.
Ulama are the people who you can say are the elite of religious scholars. Again, what I see the dilemma in Pakistan, that those ulama, many of them, they are just good in religious aspects. They are not good. For instance, the way I see the situation, a scholar or the religious scholar or the ulama, he should be good in at least the financial or the economic teachings by Islam. He should be good. He should know what are the economic ideologies going on in this world, so that he can answer them. He should be good in political ideologies which are going on in the world. He should know at least them. But in Pakistan, he's only good in that religious part. He knows what he's been taught by his teachers, not anything else. Because he went in madrasa in the age of 5 or 6, he doesn't know anything, he doesn't know English, he doesn't know any other things going on in the world, he doesn't know what is going in the madrasa, that's it.
Yeah, you see, in the past,
The
ulama does not separate between Fardu Ain and Fardu Kifayah. For example, Ghazali, Ibn Sina, Ibn Rushd, all these great ulama being recognized throughout ages are the ones who hafiz, who become fuqaha, become philosopher, become mutaqallid. So they understand the problem of society very good, in comprehensive manner. So that's why I think people recognize them as ulama, because they are part of the society. Our ulama today, so-called ulama, we normally recognize them as the one who wear turban or jubah. And then simply we call them ulama. From the clothing, outer part, without ever assessing their work in writings, because ulama in the past they write books, good books, and being used throughout the ages. And I think that's what we should have among ulama. We need to produce a brand new of ulama.
We are all adults here. One of the discussion going on Pakistan TV, there was an alim sitting over there, and their country, I don't know exactly remember the name of that person who has given that ideology of nudism basically. He was supporting nudism. He was supporting nudism, yeah, nakedism in a sense. In Western world, there is a philosopher who's supporting that, and there's proper community over there. When he was asked, "Do you know about that scholar?" and he said, "I don't know about it. I don't know about him." How can that scholar or that alim would respond to the world?
Yes.
He'll be asked. He doesn't know who is Karl Marx, who has given the economic theories and communism. He doesn't know what is communism.
If they know only in simplified manner.
Yeah.
Or, for example, socialism is haram, of course haram as an ideology, but there are good things that we can take from it.
Take from socialism. Yeah. So that's the dynamite basically.
So it's quite complex in Pakistan right now. The rule itself is debated at madrasah and they actually ignore something that they should know.
So the problem of our Muslim world actually is not politics, but education.
Yeah.
Agree?
So the problem again, the problem in Pakistan is that we have three education systems.
Or three?
Three education systems. Three, we would say parallel systems. At the end of the day, the product which will come from that education system, they are so different that they cannot talk to each other. One is the product from madrasas. They read, I think just alphabets, A, B, C, D, that's it. Or they would go, now they are improving and they are going to the matric level. Matric we call 10th level. And the other is the government, or the one which is supported by Pakistan government. And third one is Cambridge school system.
Cambridge.
The A levels and O level system. So all these three are totally different. If you would place one madrasa person here with one government school and one Cambridge, there has a difference between them. They cannot talk to each other.
So there's a lot of disparity between one group and another.
Yeah, there should be one education system. Madrasas should have compulsory worldly education as well. That is necessary, definitely. They should be good in that as well. And that's what happened in our past as well. We went away from the worldly education as well. We are not that good in science now. We are not that good in social studies now. And we are not good in medical anything. We just focused on spiritualism, or we focused on religion. That's it. We thought our responsibilities have been done. So that's why we see in 1200 or 1100 we see Ibn Sina, we see scientists from Muslims. We were so much good on that. But now we are not that good. We are better scientists over Western society, Christian.
Okay, I would like to wrap up. Okay, we go for round table, and then after everybody needs to give some opinion, and then we're going to wrap up by agreeing on some resolution, few important points, and then we end up our discussion. So I will give you opinion, suggestions, views. Make it 1 minute.
Simple. From my point of view, there's been a conflict now between where's the starting point. Should we start from the upper part or from the basic part? Yeah.
Revive
the Ummah. Are we starting to correct the elites, the upper one, or the masses? Right. So, in my opinion, I'm on the side of the masses. That basically we should educate the society first. Okay.
Actually,
offense right now. Everything is inside out. First from individual level, then probably the village, city, and outside.
Sulba concept.
Yeah.
Outside of cities.
And there is one thing about I want to point out about secularism. There are around 57 countries in OIC and different type of states, but most of them are democratic republics, and most of them I think are secular. And I don't think we really have the problem with that, because the republic, first of all, requires it to be social state, which requires the assistance, support for the people, and it's based on laws. There must be something fundamental law system which protects the rights of people. And according to the secular system, it requires the separation of religion and the state, which is the same in our country. As our friends said just now, it requires the ulama not to involved in politics, and that's exactly what our previous president said. The ulama just sit down in the mosque and keep preaching. Do not make any opposition to me, something like that. In this sense, you cannot form any Islamic political parties or anything, but if you are really Muslim and if you have Islamic background, you can represent Muslim people even in the secular system. Why not? And the problem is, it's not that you put an Islamic name in your party and claim to represent Islam, but whichever party it is, it must represent Islamic principles first. Yes. Even if I'm a secular party, whatever I call it, people will vote for me if I represent Islamic principles, because that's the right way.
Substance over form.
I don't know what you call it, but after all, Islamic principles. If I'm promoting justice, if I'm promoting economic development, if I'm promoting education, if I'm promoting the religious freedom, why wouldn't people vote for me? Be it a secular system, democratic system, it doesn't matter. At the end, I'll win the vote of people, because that's the right thing, and people know it. People will vote for me. So I think that it's not a matter of calling yourself Islamic party or anything like that. Just represent Islamic principles and people will vote. And there are actually examples for this among the Muslim countries. Muslim people voted for those people, and they really represent and act in the interest of normal people. Yeah. And about this ultimate solution, as our friends said just now. Overall, as you also said just now, our problem is not politics, and it's not democracy, it's not any of this, but as pointed out by ulama, Ottoman ulama, at the beginning of the last century, he summarized the overall problems of the Muslim world all around the world in these three terms.
Who is Islam?
Badi'i Zaman, Sayyidsi. He said that first of all, the problem is ignorance all among the people. You also noticed now. People are not aware of their own religion, what's going on all around the world, and so on and so on. The second problem is poverty. You can see that most of the Muslim countries, they live below the limits of the poverty. Mashallah, in terms of this, Malaysia is fine, okay, but it's not the same for all other Muslim countries, most of them.
Bangladesh,
And the third problem is Tafriqa. We are not united.
Yeah.
One will look at this side, one will look at that side, and we'll be struggling among each other. And that's where we waste our energy. Yeah. Instead of uniting, we just keep fighting among each other for no valid reason, you know. and that's the third major problem. If we can address these three main problems, I think political issues will be solved automatically.
Yeah, inshallah. Okay, brother?
From my point of view, the best solution is to cultivate the knowledge. From what we have learned from the history is when we have knowledge, full of knowledge, information, and implement it in our life, such what the scholars in the past have done. We can create a community or society that can be a successful, or what do we call it, intellectual society. And from that we can create a harmonized and peaceful society to get a brand new world. From what on my view from what is I see in the context of the world now, the world is just only America is controlling the world. So we need to new cultures, to create a new culture, which is knowledge culture, to create a new world perspective.
Okay. Alright. Alright, brother?
For my opinion, the real problem is education.
Okay.
It's not the problem. We can say that I do agree that democracy also having problems, and the other democracy, something politics also having problems. But the real problem is education. We are lacking of ulama having great knowledge in everything, in all aspects, in science, in religions for sure, in politics, economy, and everything. As what Brother Faisal said before, Imam Al-Ghazali, the ulama before having knowledge in all aspects. We are lacking of those people. So the real problem is we need to have those kind of people into these situations. So starting from, because we are now learning science, so we start from us to come up with something new. We need to learn something. Instead of learning science, we also need to learn religious aspects, and other matters, economy and so on. Yes.
Alright, thank you very much. Brother?
Just like what you said, everything, there's too many problems that we need to, whenever we are studying engineering, we need to bring in religion as well, so that, like all of you said, that with the ulama and everything, it's just that we need to start by ourselves, then we'll spread to our family, to the community, and to the whole, to the whole shop. For my feeling just now, you say that ulama is the one that contributes to community, to society. So in Malaysia, for example, Tunku Aziz is the one that contributes so much in society. So we can be calling ulama and like that. But for my opinion, it must be on condition on the certain part, on that place. For example, in Malaysia, the situation is not same with the Palestine, in Iraq, and also so there. For me, ulama just not. We cannot say he is ulama because he just write the book, but not contribute to the Islam directly. For example, just like our Prophet, when he want to spread Islam, he just don't write the book. He's on the condition first. So first of all, he need to fight for Islam, and then after Islam has been strong, then the how he spread Islam is in the other way. So in Malaysia,
For example, in this concept, I just want to know, maybe I want to get opinion from you all. What is the point? No, what is what's the thing that must have to that person so that we can call him ulama? And in Malaysia, for example, who are the one that we can call them ulama?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Can I say?
After this, you can answer.
Okay. And for summary, 4 main points. Firstly, we have to make people prepared with knowledge to face the life, Meaning, we have to prepare to be well prepared for world matter, for your life matters, and your akhirat matters. What? Okay. Secondly, we have to distinguish between Shia and Sunni, because the words that has been pointed out by Ibn Hazmi al-Andalusi. Yes, he said that who certified that Shia is part of Islam. Shia is not a sect. You mean mazhab, right?
Yeah.
Shia is not a sect. Shia is totally a religious that have been founded by Munafiqin, by Jews, Abdullah bin Ubay bin Salul.
Okay.
So maybe our society will not know the history of what was happened before. They just claim this is Shia opinion, this is Sunni opinion. So we just simply claim that these two kind of big mazhab in Islam as a just mazhab, because Islam is the root of Islam is aqidah. We have to make our aqidah clear first. Do not tolerate with kind of superstitions or some kind of cartoons like Malaikat Jibril misconduct the wahyu message. He came to Rasulullah SAW, but did not came to Sayyidina Ali. That one is cartoon.
Yes.
Okay. So I hope we can distinguish. And also, there was an effort from Universiti Al-Azhar to make these two parties, Shia and Sunni, become close. But this trial was failed because the Shia still continuously blame the para sahabat, the main para sahabat such as Abu Bakar, such as Umar. This is a big problem to us because this kind of people, those people, Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Ali, Ibn Abbas, Ibn Mas'ud, Abdullah bin Umar, is part of the main sources of Islamic Sharia.
Yes.
So, if we want to just continue on this issue to this trial, we just want to continue on this. Make these two parties close, there will be some interference and also misunderstanding and also leading to conflicts among people. Okay, third, we have to learn from history. The history that popular among Malay people such as Sang Kancil dan Sang Buaya, Pak Pandey, Hang Tuah, Hang Jebat, Singapura Jalan Kodak, which shows that we are very full society. Even we could take some lesson from there, but the main important history that we have to learn, how could the government of Andalus was established?
Yes.
What is the contribution of
Andalus government to the world progress in knowledge and expertise in any field.
Yes.
People do not know. People just know Malacca has been invaded by Portuguese and then English and then Belanda, Dutch, so Japan. That's all.
Yeah. We forgot the history.
Yes. We do not know how the Muslim people got survived for hundreds of years, with thousands of years, with a complex problem that we can see that there is also an effect, some effects to the Muslim people, such as just leave that.
Okay.
Point.
Alright, thank you.
Last point, credibility issues. For me, for my opinion, personally, I would say that we don't have to judge any person as an ulama when he just writing books or staying in mosque, or just the credibility issues. I would say that we have to give a respect to people that have some kind of knowledge with at expertise level, such as if Mr. Fasal, he is an expertise in financial and economics, so we have to respect him as an ulama because he come from Muslim people, but his expertise in economic and financial, which could be potentially be an asset to the growth of Muslim progress in economy. Like let's say, so we don't have to give a limit to the term ulama to just to those people who have an expertise and religious manners only. That one is a big for me is a big problem.
Ulama in certain field.
Yes. Because he is an expertise people in religious, we can call him an ulama. Because of you, let's say you become an expertise in financial and economic, we can just call you ulama. But this kind of concept is was not being introduced to the people. We just play around ulama. He should stay in mosque. He should give a sermon. He should give read kitab tafsir. Just there.
Without ever solving the real problem.
Yes. Because when we live in a world, we just not facing problem in religious manner, fiqh, and all those things in Sharia. We also face the problem in economy. Let's say how nowadays our enemy control our life. So this is a big problem. That and indirectly is not aware by most of us. Almost of us do not know. This is also the main issues that we have to fight on these things. So that's all for me for interpretation.
Alright. Thank you for that. Short and sweet.
Okay, like on my first thing, I want to comment about our brother's opinion about saying that Muslims specialize in certain field Islam. I want to make a comment on that because, okay, yes, he may be specialized in certain field, he can contribute a lot to Muslim world. But the first thing we have to see is his concept is fundamental in Islam itself. I mean, there are lots of Muslims around the world. Expertise in economic, expertise in in science, but doesn't know where to do. I don't want to call her ulama.
Yeah.
And then there are also people, Muslims today, where they are very strong in science, very strong in economics, and very strong in worldly fields. But then they have no Muslims spirit. They do not pray, they drink, they flirt with girls. Even to me, yes, they contribute to the Muslim world, but we cannot simply call them or label them as ulama. I mean, that's, to me, it's too dangerous. To me, to specify someone as ulama, first, we must see his spirit, his fundamental of Muslims.
Yes.
Does he practice Islam?
Yeah.
Does he live as a Muslim? Does his appearance as a Muslim?
Yeah.
I don't say experience as a Muslim wear jubah or wear kopiah. I mean, it's good wear kopiah, but okay, go on.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, but Open Islam asking who in Malaysia who could be a ulama. I think, in my opinion, Al-Ustaz Zakaria is the one that could give, he speaks the truth. He doesn't tweet anything. This thing one. So another point is you mentioned about education now. I remember the hadith narrated by Abu Darda. He said one day Prophet Muhammad was there was discussion about what Muhammad said. One day Prophet looked up to the sky, and then he turned his face to his friends and said, the judgment day will not come until this knowledge being taken back now.
Yeah, of course.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we as Muslims must aware this condition, which is happening right now.
Yeah.
Ulama being taken away.
Yes.
Yes, we have mentioned in our discussion just now. Not many ulama right now, right? So, yeah, that's a great sign of judgment is near to us.
Yeah.
My last point is about this political party. I still remember our former premier, which is our chancellor. He went to the state of Turkey in 2001. He asked a political party there, you bring the image of Islam, but why don't you put Islam on your party's name? These people, I mean the head of the party said, if we put Islam on name, we are afraid that when we do wrong, people will see Islam do wrong.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I think that's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, brother?
From our discussion, I do believe that tarbiyah and education is very important. Education is very important, and it is said that it is Professor Dr. Yusuf Al-Qaradawi has mentioned in his book Fiqh Al-Awlawiyat, Fiqh Priority, that between ilmu and amal, between knowledge and doings and our actions, our ilmu is our knowledge is the most important.
Yeah.
The first thing we must acquire to do anything is, the first thing is ilmu, is education, and after that only we can do things.
Yes.
I strongly believe that understanding, deep understanding of things are very important in for us to look at, for us to live in this world, looking at the scenario of all the things in this modern world. And next is but I also believe that we do have to do something with the people whose understanding is not like us. The people who understands that education is not the first priority. We have to do something about that. We have to do something to them. We cannot just say that we believe education is important, and they believe like that, and we cannot having a parallel thought or between each other. We have to do something about that. Yes.
We need to tolerate people.
Yes. Yes. We need to tolerate people actually.
The nice thing is, I think that's all.
Okay, thank you very much. Brother? Yeah.
Thank you. I will not resume or conclude, but just want to give some suggestion and also idea that in more than 2 hours I was lost actually because there are too many opinions. And the second one is maybe in the next time if this group will invite the other people, maybe they should focus on something, not like this one, because I'm not, what is it, I do not know all of you, my brother. So at the first time, I do not know what should I say, and this because a lot of opinion, and we are going to more to very deep knowledge. For example, about Shia, it's very dangerous, a bit dangerous, and also about sensitive to people who doesn't know. For me, it's okay. For me, because I also learn about it. But if you invited a lot of people and the people come here, then one of them is Shia, because I know my friend is also Shia, but Shia is divided into many groups. And a lot of them are what we call it unaware of Shia itself. So they just come people. So if they know that, and then you will not join this again. But I have a friend. When I was studying in Japan, I have a friend from Shia community, but he is a good Muslim for me. Shia is divided into many groups. So just what is it, suggestion and advice. And the top one is we are now living in what's it? It's a fact that we are living in a democracy life. So, but we do want to evolve so that we come to the era of what's it, collaboration. So it's totally difficult. It's totally different with the democracy. In the era of collaboration is totally different with what we call as a democracy. Because in collaboration there is Khalifah, and Khalifah will choose what's in the ulama, and then the ulama will decide everything. So not like in democracy. In democracy, so the majority now becomes a majority who decide, and the majority comes from the vote. That's why I never vote for many times in my country. And the fourth one is we have to be a good listener. If you want to understand people, you have to be a good listener. Because I was surprised that there are a lot of my brother who also have a good opinion and idea.
Alright. First, I want to write about Shia and Sunni, because for me, Shia is the problem. You mentioned it because you said that some Shia still mention that Abu Bakar and so on, they don't accept that. But the leader of the Shia said they accept. There's a video, the confrontation between Shia, the President Qadawi and the Shia head and so on in Iran. So they said it's okay. So there may be not so true about that. So maybe somebody between Shia and Sunni, whether Shia is totally you must reject and so on. I'm not sure, because there's a show between, there's a confrontation between President Qadawi and the head of Shia at Iran. So I'm not sure about that. Second, about our expectation, we maybe expect so much. That maybe that my friend out there said we are more like only theory, because we said we want demand so high. We expect so high. Our ulama to become like this, there must be power in theological, there must be power in Islam, you must know the banking, you must know the economy. No, we after that I think so much, because I also discussed with my friend that think that more power is more important. So after this 2 or 3 days, I think maybe we expect too much, but it's the best that we can do. Because if you want just take power, then you will collect. So just try to get the knowledge and let's go on.
Okay, thank you. Alright, from my side, I will start with the basic discussion which we were here for, democracy, shuracracy. For me, the basic point is pure democracy, which should be implemented in Muslim world. Pure democracy means supported with the democratic culture as well. Secondly, the reasons, then we move towards the reasons of Muslims' downfall, in a sense. The reasons were, again, like the friend said, ignorance, poverty, and again, which I added later on, is intolerance, impatience towards other sects. I myself, I don't call myself any specific sect, although I'm not Shia. I want to first clear that I'm not Shia, but I don't label myself with certain. I just prefer to call myself Muslim. So, but Shia is another sect in Islam. We have to accept that because they also give their logic from the Quran and Hadith. Somehow, although their interpretation in our sense is wrong, but still they give it wrong. So we need to have a bit tolerance. We need to discuss with them. We need to logically convince them that they're wrong. The common people or the ulamas. So we need to have tolerance. So we have forgotten the ways how to conflict, how to do conflict, how to be sit in a table, talk, and then go to our homes without any fight or anything. In our case, in Pakistan, we usually fight with each other. Thirdly, as my friend said, that we need to learn from the past, but again, we have to live in the present. I mean, like he gave the example of Iqbal. Before he died, he was about to write a book which was about modernization of fiqh. I mean, we need to this is ulama kind of ulama level discussion or something, or ulama level thing. But again, I think that we need to produce alims like Imam Ghazali, Imam Abu Hanifa. We can be. There is a quotation that we should follow our leaders, but we should not worship them. That we can produce, but somehow we are not producing those level of ulamas. But again, we should educate people in the sense that they can become that level of ulamas. And there should be a revolution in the fiqh as well. What I see. Yeah. Thirdly, fourthly, that education is definitely necessary. The last point which I want to, not the last, in fact, there are two more to come. Worldly education, we are behind that as well. I mean, definitely we need to get religious education for everyone. Basic, fundamental religious education is necessary, but not everyone can be an alim. Even the Quran says that one party among you, one jamaat among you should go and learn religion and come back and teach the other ones. Allah doesn't say that everybody of you should be alim. Then who will be learning economics? Who will be learning science? Who will be learning medical? Who will be learning to be a pilot? So definitely, with the religious education, we need to emphasize on worldly education as well. Because if we are behind that, we are behind the whole world then. So in the era in which we were leading the world, we were good in that. We were good in science, we were good in medical, we were good in every field of life. Again, but I see West developed itself, worldly. They developed itself with an intellectual revolution. So we need an intellectual revolution in our society, in our ummah as well. And the last point which I need to really emphasize on, that when the world will feel that if Muslims will rule the world, we will be in safe hands. When the world will feel that if Muslims will rule and we will be in the safe hands, only then we will be ruling the world. Right? Yeah. Right now, the dilemma is the world considered as to be the most, dangerous people, and somehow one is the majority part is politicized, but somehow it's our mistake as well. We are not ethically strong. We lie easily, we cheat easily, we are dishonest easily. But we need to be good humans, good Muslims. Then only we will be ruling the world. When the world will feel that they are safe in our hands. right now they are, unfortunately, they are not safe in our hands.
Okay.
That's it. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay, so I'll be wrap up the discussion. First, I reject secular democracy totally. With Iqbal's view in rejecting secular democracy, which means that democracy is not the goal for Islamic movement. No. Shuracracy should be the goal. But that comes after evolutionary process. It takes a long period of time to revive back the understanding of the ummah towards shuracracy. At this moment, you participate, but we do not place democracy as the ultimate cause of our struggle. There's a difference. Because today I see many Islamic movements put politics at the forefront in their manhaj of da'wah. And they have put aside the tarbiyah aspect of the ummah, the society, in a very grave manner. According to Al-Banna, we need to follow the sulbah concept. I agree with him. That's what the Prophet done. First, we produce Fardul Muslim, Baitul Muslim, Muslim society, Muslim state, and the Khilafah at the end. It takes a process. You cannot jump the process, you know. And secondly, about Sunni and Shia, we don't do takfir on them. I don't do that. I mean, we don't cause them kafir. You know, as long as they believe Muhammad Rasulullah and Allah is their God, I think they are Muslims. But they have problems in terms of the Sahaba one. And if you read the original Kitab of Aqidah, the book of Creed, the Imams of the past explain this, that we should respect these four rightly guided caliphs, and automatically the Sunni do not have any misunderstanding between Shia issues, because the Aqidah spelled out correctly about the roles and the position of these four Sahaba in the Aqidah. It's a very central things in our beliefs as a Sunni. And I believe history, according to Prof. Alatas, is a fardu ain in this day. You must know our history of 1,400 years of history of Muslim world. How the ulama solve the problems and everything. Normally we always say that let's go back to Quran and Sunnah. Well, that's what the Salafi claim, without ever considering the thinking, the contributions of the great ulama in between the period of Prophet Muhammad and today's world. So this is one of the great problems that we have now. So when we understand history, we can solve our ummah problems in better way. And then the question ulama, I think we have a verse in Quran, al-ulama warasatul anbiya, which is ulama is inherits the Prophet's mental, and definitely if the basic, the fardu ain must be strong, and ulama must have this spirit of nubuwah, transforming the society according to Islamic rules. So as long as the economist has very solid fardu ain, aqidah, correct aqidah, and has correct Islamic economics, or knowledge of Islamic economics, he can be called as an alim in economic, Islamic economic. Of course, if you're very expert in secular economic, you're not being regarded as an alim, in ulama in Islamic sense, because you use wrong knowledge, right? There's a question of knowledge. And also about ilmu and amal, yeah, I think that's the correct thing, because education is the real problem in Muslim world. I go again following the problem definition of Prophet Alatas, which he said that the root cause of the Muslim ummah is the loss of adab, which means when the error and confusion in putting things at its proper places. When you put things at proper places, it will cause adil, justice. So now in Muslim world, we put things in wrong places, in many things. Education, our education is corrupted with secular education system, knowledge, our politics. Also, of course, when you have produced wrong education, you produce wrong kind of leaders, and it will be continuous. As long as you don't cut off this vicious cycle, it will be continually happening, even though you govern the country. So I think, like what we have seen in history, power alone cannot guarantees Islam back as what we want it to be. because I think we need to follow the proper manhaj of Rasulullah. We need to really understand the Meccan phase and the Medina phase. And if we think today is really in Meccan phase, then we need to put a lot of emphasis in education, in tarbiyah, in ta'adid, rather than in politics. I mean, we do not reject politics, we need our people there, but we must focus more on education in order for us to get rid of this democracy, demagogy, and we strive for shuracracy at the end. That's the ultimate goal in politics, Islamic politics. I believe so. So I think that's all for me. And I would like to recommend this book by Sheikh Yusuf Al-Qardawi, the celebrated scholar of Islamic movement and Islamic world. This book said the priorities of the Islamic movement in the coming phase. It's a very new book. I think it's being written in 1990s, but now being translated in English. I don't know. I'm not sure whether it has in Malay or not. But this book outlined a very strong criticism on Islamic movements, and as well what we should do to improve our revival of Muslim Ummah as a Jama'ah. I mean, Jama'ah, it doesn't mean you are in a past or gym or whatever, Jama'ah in there, outside, Ikhwan or what. But as long as you want to contribute to the change of Ummah, you're part of the Jama'ah, regardless of your any other groups. So I think this is what Prof. Al-Qaradawi is trying to say in his book. And it's a very good book for us to understand in order for us to participate in this democratic solution for temporary causes, not for the ultimate or permanent causes. And I think that's what I'm trying to advocate. And I think that's all for our discussion tonight. I think it's almost 12. I think we have been progressed beyond what we have agreed upon. I hope all of you have very fruitful discussions. I'm happy to see our brother from Turkmenistan, from Indonesia, and of course we from Malaysia together here. Pakistan also, inshallah. I think we need to invite more of our friends from various backgrounds, and I believe even though we speak broken English, but nonetheless it helps us to improve our English. And maybe in future we need to do interfaith dialogue with our Christians, Buddhist friends, Hindus friends in proper subject like environmental problems, economic problems, not in theological problems. It will be IFC kind of things. It will be controversial, right? So we try to do interfaith dialogue in the proper teams on problems. I think ISLAMICA can serve you later on. I will be discussing with Ustaz. We will do some post-mortem on this first meeting. I think after this we need to have a group picture to show to the public that we have done something, and we would like to invite more of our friends, regardless what Jama'ah he come from, what group or background he comes from. And we need some perspective from the Shia also. They have done a good job in Iran, at least, in rebuilding the society, even though they are quite different from us. And I think that's what we need in the future. And I think we can benefit a lot from these books that we have now. And maybe in future we can invite few of our lecturers who have very solid background in Islamic faith, like the Ustaz Malik Bennett, the American Muslim, very good in philosophy, in understanding the current situation in Muslim world, because he came from the West. He came from the root of the problems. Yeah, honestly. And also we have Prof. Murad, who studied Occidentalism, we mean study of the Western society, and maybe he can explain to us what is Western people all about, their civilization, their philosophy, their thinking, their modus operandi in many ways, in education and so on and so forth. So I believe I will email you guys later on about this Yahoo group. I hope you guys can subscribe and we can send message to that group. And maybe we're going to set up a blog just to ease our communication before we start our discussion. Maybe we post some videos, some articles for you to read before we come to discussion. And I really hope you can promote this to our friends, because I believe we came from different backgrounds. Some are from this Jama'ah, some are not in Jama'ah, some are just normal guys, some just from other countries, and we can sit down together here. That I think not many clubs can do this. I believe so. We have a very fruitful discussion, even though we come from different backgrounds. But we come here for knowledge, and that's what important. And I believe this is the way forward for UTPians. If you want to change the society in UTP, this is what we should do, knowledge. So I think thank you very much for brothers who come. I would like to see more sisters coming later on in future, because we have many issues about feminism. We need to discuss. Yeah, come on, we need them to be part of the solution. You know, we are not patriarchal society or religion. I mean, being dominated by male. And maybe we can discuss other things more later on. I would like to hear more suggestions from you guys. We can discuss about Turkmenistan's problem. If you would love to, you can invite your friends more. Pakistan problem or Indonesian problems. Yeah.
But I think these kind of discussions should happen frequently.
Yeah, of course, of course. We will do it, I think, weekly basis if possible. Or maybe if one more, I mean, if you want more frequently, we can just create twice a week with different topics. Very light one, perhaps. I'll be thinking after this, we might be discussing videos, documentaries. I will upload in DC++. You can download in respective villages. We watch the documentary first, and then we discuss in this hall.
Make sure it should be in English. Because
yeah, of course, but in English. Yeah, English. I have many good documentaries, very nice documentaries about not just Islam, about economics, globalization. These are issues that are not being discussed in Islamic movements, and we need to fill up the gap.
That's an important topic as well. I mean, what's the difference between our society and the Western?
Yeah.
And what has created the difference between Muslim world and the
Then we need to go to the history, need to study about Renaissance, the Enlightenment, the Industrial Revolution, the colonialism. There are many things to be discussed. Inshallah, if you have time, do stick with us and spread the word to our friends, to the non-Muslim also, if they are interested. We have many good non-Muslim brothers who want to learn about Islam, who want to know how to engage with us. So give them spaces for us to discuss in this kind of environment. We will cater them, inshallah. So I guess that's all from me and from the organizer, Akhirul Kalam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And we close our discussion tonight with Surah Al-As and Surah Al-Farah.